Welcome into a Toast of Film. And guys, it is Halloween. I feel like we kind of let y'all down with Halloween episodes, but had a lot going on this month. Trey was moving back, so we couldn't get some of our fun Halloween episodes. But next year, just know we're going all out. It's going to be a great Halloween. But today, I got a couple of big movies we're starting with. And then through the power of editing on my phone, I'm going to switch over to me in a Halloween costume where I'll be doing some Halloween reviews. So the standard reviews you're going to get Hundreds of Beavers and We Live in Time. We Live in Time just hit theaters. And then the Halloween picks, of course, we got Mr. Snail's pick of the week, and it's the Halloween pick of the week, the final one of the series before we go back to our normal Mr. Snail's pick of the week. And then we'll also be talking about Work of Art. It's a new music video. Music videos aren't really what they used to be in terms of, everybody watching them, VH1, MTV, but hey, maybe that's making a comeback. I'll also be talking about Agatha All Along. I finished the series this morning. And a new streaming movie, Hellboy, the Crooked Man. But we'll get on all those. Guys, I am just going to tell you, I'm just toasting. Got me a nice little Coca-Cola. It's early in the morning. I got some Reese's Cups, I'm a big Reese's Cups guy. When it comes to Halloween, whenever I would go trick-or-treating, I always want Reese's Cups, Skittles, maybe a Snicker bar if I was filling it, but Skittles, Reese's Cups, and then Starburst, specifically the red Starburst, and then also peanut M&Ms. Like, if I could get all those, I would feel like I hit the jackpot. But let's start with some non-Halloween stuff, and then, you'll see a little something different. So Hundreds of Beavers, this is from director Mike Cheslick, and I had heard a lot about this movie. So we have Ryland Brixton as Jean Kayak. This is a 2022 silent, black and white, slapstick, cutesy comedy. I know, it's a lot to take in. So basically, Jean Kayak, he's this beloved orchard farmer because he makes cider, and all the hunters and trappers and whatnot come through and they get drunk and they love him because they just all get drunk. And then a beaver causes a explosion, which burns down his whole orchard. Now he has no money, no house, no anything. And he wants revenge on those beavers. So you need to know it's a silent movie. You need to know it's black and white. You need to know it's like slapstick, cutesy at points. Here's the other thing you know. All the animals are people in costumes. Hear me again. All the animals are people in costumes. Aside from a fish or, a bird here or there. But all the mammals, I'll say. Because you have horses, wolves, dogs, beavers, raccoons. And they're all people, full-size adults in costumes. And this movie had me rolling with laughter. At first, I was like, what is happening? Because I've heard people giving praise, but I didn't know what the movie's about. And it just had me smiling and laughing. There's so many great things. So they're beavers, so they're building a dam. So they start out in construction vests with the camera, and the zoning and everything. And then the dam keeps getting bigger. It looks like, just this immaculate building. So the dogs are pulling the sled, and it's just them running like this while pulling the sled. And at night they play poker, but a dog keeps getting eaten every night. So then eventually it's just a dog playing solitaire. And this has to be one thing that has to be said right here. This is Holmes and Watson Beavers trying to figure out why the beavers have been going missing. Hysterical. And The horse one might have been the funniest joke because when you see like the beavers, raccoons, and all that, like they're wearing like the heads. But for the horse, it's two people in a horse costume, and you see the human's face, who's the front of the horse, as they're like petting it, like, oh, look at this horse. This movie, it's just absurd, but it's so funny, and I really do think y'all need to check it out. Hundreds of Beavers, I'm giving a 4.6 out of 5 cheers. It is just a hysterical great time. Speaking of time, our next movie is We Live in Time. So this is from director John Crowley, who brought us Brooklyn with Saoirse Ronan. And it's got Florence Pugh as Almut and Andrew Garfield as Tobias. So this movie, one big thing you need to know is this movie is about their relationship, and it is not linear. You're jumping, forward in time, backwards in time, here, much like with Challengers, but I feel the direction with this worked better, although I still say it's sloppy. Like, we could have gone linear. I think I figured out with this, the reason he did this non-linear is because you are gifted the ability to have smaller scenes. You don't have to have these long, drawn-out scenes that you'd have to have linear because you're jumping around time. Florence Pugh is phenomenal, as always. But let me tell y'all, Andrew Garfield, that man gives the performance of his freaking life as Tobias. He's so genuine. He's such a good guy. And they just have great chemistry, and you really do feel like the roller coaster of emotions through this movie with everything going on. And I really enjoyed it. I think everyone should check it out. We Live in Time. I'd probably put it at like a 4.1 out of 5 cheers. I do think, like I said, the nonlinear was a little sloppy at points, but the performances are so incredible, nothing else really matters. So check it out. But now we got to get into Mr. Snell's pick of the week, which means we got to change the costume a little bit. So I can fix this. Welcome back to A Toast of Film. I'm still one of your hosts, Ebo, except my experiment have gone wrong. My God, what have I done? About to head over to Trey's for Halloween. We're doing a mad scientist was the theme. So I'm decked out as a scientist whose experiments have gone wrong. But we were about to talk about Mr. Snail's pick of the week. And this week for his final Halloween was From Beyond. This is from Stuart Gordon, who brought us Reanimator. Has Jeffrey Combs as Crawford Tillinghurst, Barbara Crampton as Dr. Catherine McMichael. They were both in Reanimator, so this makes sense that he would use them again. And let me tell y'all, this is one of those movies takes you back to like The Thing or something like that. Just a great, crazy body horror movie. Lots of practical effects, lots of gore, lots of like tentacly things and weird things. And I mean, like I said before, Barbara Crampton, just beautiful as always. So very cool. I really enjoyed revisiting it, and I definitely think more people need to check it out. If you haven't seen From Beyond, check it out. Heard it here first. I give it like a 4.2, 4.3, because I mean, it has its slow moments, but it makes up for it with some really crazy stuff. All right, so next up, we're talking about a music video, a 15-minute music video that's from Ice Nine Kills, and the song is called Work of Art. And it's this whole fun music video about a couple going to a concert, and Art the Clown shows up and does what Art the Clown does, and that's kill everybody. The band frontman, Spencer Charnas, very, very cool. And what's very awesome is there's an interlude right here where we have Leah Voice, who has this really cool stuff. Welcome to a gallery that you won't ever leave, because nothing is subjective as he stacks and hacks and cleaves. Really cool, really fun. And she was also in Terrifier 2, which Trey and I both say is still the best of the three. She was the Clown Cafe singer, Drop on by the Clown Cafe, your favorite meal on wheels. The menu is disgusting and it's full of special deals. Right here. And I think this song is it's a fun, good time. I think it's going to be yearly in my rotation for Halloween because it's a good song and it gets you pumped. And I really enjoyed this music video. So check it out. Work of art. Next up, I finished this morning, Halloween Day, Agatha All Along. A lot of good people. We got Catherine Hahn reprising as Agatha. We got Patti LuPone as Lilia, Joe Locke as Teen, Alian as Alice, Shashir Zamata as Jennifer, Deborah Jo Rupp as Miss Hart, and Aubrey Plaza as Rio, aka Death. And this show, I feel, starts strong, gets to a really good point, and then for me at least, I feel towards the end it falls off. I feel it's not on the upper echelon, the great shows, your WandaVision, your Low-Key Season 1, What If, even Hawkeye. But this definitely isn't the bottom barrel of the shows, your Moon Knight, stuff like that. It's a very fun show, and, being a sequel to WandaVision, it had high expectations. I think it delivered on that mostly because, like I said, mostly the show's good. For me, those last 2 episodes did kind of whimper off, but fun show. I really dug it. I'd give it like a 3.8 out of 5 cheers. I really enjoyed it. And finally, before we get out of here, we got Hellboy the Crooked Man. This is from Brian Taylor, who actually has brought us some really good, the first Crank gamer. He brought us hey, not bad, kid, not bad, and Happy, the TV show. And then he did bring us some stinkers, Crank 2 and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. But we got Jack Kesey as Hellboy, Adeline Rudolph as Bobby Joe Song, Leah McNair as Effie, to name a few. So this is a straight-to-streaming Hellboy movie. And I gotta say, it's probably very faithful to the comics. I myself have never read the Hellboy comics. It's probably very faithful to that, but as a movie compared to the other films, it's tough because the one with David Harbour had more going on. I still think the Ron Perlman is the best. I mean, that's just me. I love it. He's fun. Their effects are great. This one though, it has like witches and stuff. So I mean, there's some cool ideas, but overall for me, it just comes out to okay. So I'd give it like a 3.2 out of 5 cheers. It's fine. Nothing to write home about. But guys, we've reached an episode. I have a Halloween party to get to. So if you want to, you know what, before I tell you, let me just tell y'all, I hope y'all all have a fun and safe Halloween. I hope you watch movies. The first Halloween, The Conjuring, Paranorman. I mean, there's movies for everybody, whether you like spooky things, whether you don't want to be scared, something. So please, everybody, have a fun and safe Halloween. But if you want to let us know what you think about any of these, or you want to let us know things we need to check out, stay tuned because not next week, but the following week, we will be bringing back Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week. And we just want y'all to stay tuned, stay along, follow along. There's so many ways you can do it, but the best ways are check us out on Instagram and TikTok, Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on YouTube, and that is at a Toast to Film podcast. Sorry, guys. I got like a million things running through my head because my experiments have escaped. And we just hope you have a good night and good viewing.